Okay, here's a demonstration of Postcode Professional. Has standard a national postcode map and optionally a suburb map, both of which can be explored right down to an individual boundary level, selected, and your own data added to. So starting with a map of Australia, we'll zoom down into Victoria. We can keep zooming at any level that we wish. Currently have some flyover labels, and to this we can add in standard map data that gets included in the product, such as additional roads and highways, all named, and we can turn these layers off and on, and you can add your own data. What we'll do is we'll start with some point information from a previously imported table. We'll go up to the map option, we'll go map points add from table, and we select our table name, which we have here, add as points, and it automatically zooms out to show the extent of that data. As we do the mouse over on any of the points, all the columns that are in that table are automatically shown, and the points are geocoded to several levels of precision, postcode or postcode and suburb, or if you embed latitude longitude, that as well. This particular table has got a column in it that we could use to change these displays from the default yellow dots to whatever is contained in our table. So we go up to map points show, alright, and there's a column called DLR for dealer. It's got all this unique content in here, so we want to show them all, and a very symbol ticked so that Albury will show as one style, Dandenong as another, and so on and so forth. This could be any of your data. It simply takes the content of the column and creates a unique summary of it and assigns a symbol to each instance of whatever your summary is. Update map, close the window, and we can see it's changed the display systematically. So up here we have CMV Albury, so we can see all these yellow dots must be that type, and I'll see on the flyover that they are, and the reds are Johnson's, so forth. So let's zoom down into Melbourne, and let's do a couple of other things as well while we have these points up on display. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go and add on the suburb layer. Just gives a bit more detail. Again, this is an option for professional, but the option but the operation between postcodes and suburbs are identical. What we're going to do, we're going to add some values to the map. Again, this is our own data, just like the points were, and the values can be demographics, they could be sales figures, they can be any kind of value that you like. So we'll go map values add from table, and we'll select our table name from the various tables that we've got in here, and it will then show us the columns in that table in case we've got a couple of sales figure columns. We'll select the sales one for there, and we'll apply that to the suburb layer, and we'll say map now, and that will color code the underlying map boundaries. And we'll just zoom back to where we were, and we can see we now got color coded map boundaries on top of our previous point display. We've got a custom label already set up, which you can completely customize. We've got postcode suburb equal to some value as being what we want to display, and we accept that. So whenever it roams over any of these things, we can then get the postcode, suburb, and a dollar value for each one of these color code areas come up as we go over. We can change that to anything we like. When you go over a point, it will then look up the record of information associated with that point and give you a comma separated list of whatever was contained in that table. Alright, so while we've got the values up, we can then bring up another interesting window called statistics, which will show us summary statistics, so that when we go clicking in any of these color coded areas, we can see the summary statistics value will be changed every time we make a selection change. In this case, it's adding up totals, so we can see what the totals are for all of these areas. We can do that individually, or we can do a bulk selection, in which case I'm going to go up and do a big square, and we'll just select that area, and we'll just zoom out to see that, and we see we've got that total. We can change these selections anytime, ad hoc or bulk. I'd say yes. Well, let's have a look at that. We'll just go to that. Alright, so we've got now a value that was in the map. We've color coded it and we've selected it, and we've seen the statistics for it, and so yes, we'd like to save that off as an area of interest. So we'll go up to Territory, Save As from Map Selection, and we'll give it a particular appearance. We'll give it this purple look, and we'll give it name. We'll call it Melbourne West, and we'll just give it a different style. Let's give it that purple, and save now. Alright, so that's created a large purple area out of the areas that we've selected, and we've called it Melbourne West. Alright, it makes sense that we want to go and continue and do it for an adjoining area. You can see that we've accidentally collected an additional area up there. At any time when we've saved an area like this, we can go and edit it. For example, we go to Territory, Edit, Add or Remove, in which case we want to click and we'll remove that. So you can see that's removed and change that. We could do other operations such as well we want to go and add some areas to it. So we could include it up here to the definition of west if we like. And we'll close the edit down. So let's go back over to this side of the map. And what we want to do is we want to go and do a bulk selection. Close the stats window, and we'll set the territory lock is on so we don't accidentally select the previous area, and we can say just take everything over here, and see that's neatly got what we want. Again, we'll just take away what we don't want. Let's say we don't want them. That looks good. So we go Territory, Save As from Map Selection. We'll give it another style, make it look a bit different. That'll work. And we'll call that Melbourne East. Save now, update the map. So we've now got a Melbourne East territory and a Melbourne West territory. We're using some of the values as a guide as well as having points over it. You don't have to make it this complex. You could make it work on just one layer at a time. But this shows you how you can combine things. And of course what we'd like to get out of that is the mapping information itself. There are many options to have in the system. This is just a demonstration of a few of them joined together. So we'll export the postcodes and suburbs. Multiple formats to choose from. We want 3 columns, territory, postcode and suburb, and we'll do it for all of our territories. We can see export now, and we'll say that there's this file over here on the desktop, and we'll swap over to Explorer. There's our file selected up there. Double click to launch Excel, and let's have a look at these columns. And so we now have our Melbourne East postcodes and suburbs and Melbourne West postcodes and suburbs. And of course that file can be exported and from here and can be incorporated into any kind of database system and so on. So I hope that gives a good demonstration. We brought in our own values as points, we brought in our own values as color-coded areas. We used the two map layers together to work out what we wanted, and we exported that to share with our other systems. So thank you for listening.